Welcome to Breaking the Silence, Mental Health Conversations, with your hosts, Kim Olver and Dr. Richard Doss. Together, we'll break the silence and challenge the stigma by speaking now. So, take a deep breath, get comfortable, and let's dive in. It's time to start the
So
conversation.
let me start with Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, my friend.
Yeah, so man, people say a lot of things about 2025, but I am excited about 2026, and I am so happy that I have you in my life.
Oh,
Yeah.
I feel the same.
Yeah, so, and it's great for us to be able to have these conversations, breaking the silence, mental health, stuff that people don't talk about. So here's one of the things that, came to mind for me as, we begin this new year. So we're sitting here in January of 2026, and people are doing something that's a tradition, that's a part of our culture. People are making New Year's resolutions.
They sure are.
People are making New Year's resolutions. And I don't know what my take is yet. And I guess I'll find out today. What my take is on, does it make sense to make resolutions? Does the saying it out loud make it come true? Is it really a goal? How do you get there? Do most people meet their resolutions? So let's start with just the whole conversation about people wanting to make, as we begin the new year, some kind of change. So you want to jump in?
Sure.
It's just a crazy conversation. So, hey guys, get ready. Come on.
Well, it's interesting that this is the topic you bring up because I just posted my blog about my goals for 2026.
Ooh.
So I don't do resolutions. Resolutions just have a funny feel. They're usually done on New Year's Eve after the ball drops.
Okay.
People have been imbibing in libations, and we tend to say what we want to be true, what we hope will be true about our best version of ourselves. And so they're aspirational more than they are actually actionable. At least that's how they've been for me.
Okay.
So I like to spend time with my 2026 or whatever year it is, my new goals, by reviewing last year's goals and seeing where did I meet my goals, where did the goals change, because having goals doesn't mean they're written in stone. I had a plan to go to Alabama this year and do a lot of work in Alabama, but the person who wanted to hire me, his funding fell through, so I never got to go. That's not a failure, that's a readjustment. It would be a failure if I sat home and I can't meet my goal because the funding fell through. It's about adjusting. Okay, I'm not going to Alabama. What will I do instead? How will I fill this time? Sometimes when things don't work out, I look at it as a gift because now I have time I didn't know I would have, and I can use that for something important. So goals are different than New Year's resolutions because you can add a goal in June. It doesn't have to be January 1st, right? You can add them anywhere, you can change them, you can adjust them. And then think about, what do you want to happen in this year? And I like to set goals in different areas. So you know that I'm a choice theory person. That
Right.
pretty much defines who I am. And there's 5 basic needs. So I like to set a goal in each of the need areas.
Ooh.
So I'll set a goal for safety and security. It might be a health goal. It might be a finance goal. I'll set a goal in the connection area. So my goal this year is to be fully present when I'm with my kids or my grandkids. Sometimes I'm on my computer or doing something else when I'm with them. I don't want to do that anymore. Power or significance is usually a work-related goal. So I made some goals I want to follow through on for mental freedom this year. And freedom is another need. So I have a travel goal for 2026. And joy, I wrote down something that would bring me joy in 2026. That's within my control to make happen. So those are the things that I focus on.
So as I think about New Year's resolutions, one of the popular things is people say, I'm going to lose weight this year.
Of course.
Yeah, this is the year. I'm really going to do it. Everything's going to be different. And so here's one of the questions that I had. So as we think about making new goals, is it that we don't know how to do the thing that we're saying we want to do? Or is it something that has kept us from doing it? Right? So if I want to lose weight, so let's say I could eat better and start exercising. So the question that I would ask is, in 2025, what kept you from exercising, Richard? Right? How do you do something? Better question. Not how do you do something that you want to do or need to do. How do you stop doing something that you like doing? If I like eating sugar, when I sit down to eat, I like to eat a lot. I want to eat until I'm full. If the first helping was good, I know the second helping is going to be even better. How do you stop doing something that you enjoy doing?
Sometimes that comes down to the distinction between what do I want right now and what do I really want. So delayed gratification to get the...
Who wants delayed gratification?
Nobody wants it. Nobody wants it. But on your way to the big goal of losing weight that you might want to have, you may have to delay. And to me, from a choice theory perspective, when we delay, that usually frustrates a need. One of those 5 needs I mentioned. So when you delay eating the way that you like to eat, that may frustrate your freedom need because you want to be able to eat whatever you want without consequence. And so now you can't. So you're going to frustrate that freedom need. You need to build into your plan other ways that you'll be able to meet your freedom need. You don't have to eat to access, but you do have to satisfy your freedom need. So what else could you do that would help you feel free?
Buy bigger clothes.
And that would work for you, but it wouldn't get you the weight loss that you're looking for. So, it comes down to sometimes letting go of what you want right now for what you really want. It may also come down to deciding, do you really want that bigger goal? Is that really what you want, or is that what you think you're supposed to want? And let it go if it's not something that really works for you. You don't have to lose weight.
Right.
And I like to get down to the bottom of, why do you want to lose weight?
Okay.
Because there's a lot of reasons. Some people like to lose weight because they want to be healthier. Some want to be more attractive. Some want to fit in their clothes better. There's all kinds of reasons why people may want to lose weight. So getting clear about what that is, and are there other ways to get to what you're looking for, and processing what is really the best way to get where you want to go.
I feel like there are some people who want to lose weight because it's January.
Yeah, there are.
Yeah, so one of the things that we hear is that there are people who will sign up for gym memberships who, by the end of January,
yes, sir,
no later than by the end of February, they're no longer going. They're still paying the bill,
of course,
but they're no longer going. So watch this. As I think about us making new choices, right? So 2026, new resolutions, new goals, new choices. Do we plan to be somebody different? Do we plan to do something different? Do we plan to make the same choices that we made in 2025? On some level, the things that I was doing in 2025 worked for me, as much as I might say that they didn't. This year I'm getting a new job. How many times have I heard somebody talk about getting a new job 5 years later? I'm still getting a new job. How do you change? Here's one of the things I believe, that we are creatures of habit. We do the things that we know. We do the things that we're familiar with. We stay with maybe that unhealthy person because we know them. We're comfortable with them. So as I think about change, is change, in your opinion, something that's difficult for most people?
Of course, it is difficult for most people. I find that people who have a high need for power or significance are very good at setting a new goal and accomplishing it. They stand apart. That's their strength. Wow. The rest of us set a new goal, think about setting a new goal, think, oh, it would be nice if, and we kind of meander our way towards that goal. I can't tell you how many people I know, because you know I do book coaching, how many people I know say I'm going to write a book, and I think the statistic is about 1% of the population will actually write a book.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because it sounds good, and you genuinely want to do it. And I think that if we could, like Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz, click our heels together and have what we want, that would be an easy thing. I want my book in my hand, and boom, there it is. That would be great. But you alluded to something earlier, and I like to think of 4 questions, and I usually use this when I'm doing leadership workshops. When you have somebody who's resistant to doing something that you're asking of them as a leader, I like to figure out, first of all, do they understand what they're being asked to do? So when you make a goal of losing weight, do you know what that means? Yes, right?
Okay.
Do you know how? And knowing how, I've heard so many people say it's so easy, calories in, calories out. But that's not really the way it goes. There are many things that affect calories in, calories out, metabolism, age, the type of calories that we consume. There's all kinds of things that go into that. Do we have a problem medically with our thyroid? I mean, there's things that affect calories in, calories out. It isn't just that easy. So do you really understand the science of losing weight? And then, does the environment support the change? So if you're trying to eat reasonable portions every day, but you have a family of overeaters and you're watching everybody take all of the food out of the dishes and you're feeling left out, that may be a situation where the environment doesn't support the change you're trying to make. It's why they tell people who are trying to recover from an addiction, you got to change people, places, and things. You can't go back into the same environment and think that you're going to be successful. And the last one is, do you really want to? And that means, are the benefits of doing it the way you say you want to do the same or better than the benefits of not doing it?
Well, as I think about losing weight, watch this. I grew up in a household in the 70s where you had to eat whatever you put on your plate.
Of course, yes. There's starving people in Africa.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, so, if I put too much food on, man, I guess I got to go and eat that because there are kids in Ethiopia.
Right.
Right?
That's right. I remember the day I told my father, just send my food there. He didn't like that very much. But
Crazy, right?
yeah, I was done. But he wanted starving children in Africa. I had to eat what was on my plate. But
so here's something that I like. Here's something that I like. I like the idea of having an accountability partner.
I just want to say, if you have any topics or areas that you would like Richard and I to focus on in future videos, just drop a comment here. Send us an email at the address that's on the screen.